Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
And today we're reviewing Ailsa Bay.
I'm calling, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it.
Alright, so this is a Scotch single malt. I'm actually not sure what the region was. Did it say?
Don't think it. It's a creative.
This is a weird one. I hadn't never seen the bottle, never heard of it. We just picked it up today. A local liquor store had it in stock. Thought we'd give it a crack. It's Ailsa Bay released 1.2 sweet smoke, and they say a lot of things about it. They're claiming a lot of science to be part of their process. Look at the size of this bloody cork. It's heft.
Big heifer.
Yeah. Not bad. But yeah, this one, it's 48.9% alcohol. Now, it has... Okay, so it claims to be the first distillery to be able to measure sweet parts per million. So in this, they've measured 22 peat parts per million and 19 sweet parts per million. I don't know what that does for them in the process, but they're claiming that it gives them an immense amount of control. So for this one, what did they say? They have it micro-matured, which apparently does a lot of things. There's big words that they use. I'm not sure. I feel like it's just their way of saying we didn't age it for very long or something. I don't know, but we'll give it a crack. But they apparently had it in small virgin oak barrels for like 6 months or 10 months or something, and then they had the other half in 200 litre virgin oak barrels, and they said for a few years, they said. So we don't know how old this is specifically. I'm guessing at least 4 years if you combine like the small barrel aging and then the last part in the virgin oak barrels. I'm guessing probably around 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Max though. I don't think they'd be adding, it's a pretty light whiskey. I don't think they'd be adding dye if they're claiming all these sciencey, this new technological distillery doing a lot of new things. And I mean, we're open to new things. That's cool. I like the information, but like
remember that Australian one, that hybrid 40 version. That was kind weird. It was a sciencey version. But I think this is more technical in terms.
Yeah,
of
these guys are
creation.
really trying to set themselves apart to be like this. Like kind of a research center / distillery, like this place that is, cutting edge, like the Tesla of distilleries kind of thing. So I'm not sure. I've not heard about it. I haven't done a whole lot of research yet. We've just looked into the information. There's a QR code on here actually. No other malt is made with this much science. It says discover how by scanning the QR code. Yeah, go see what it says. So if you're wondering what peat parts per million and this new thing, sweetness parts per million is, peat parts per million is measured in phenols, and phenols will give you the kind of classic Islay tastes, the medicinal tastes, the more Islay-centric tastes that you're used to in Islas. It's hard to describe. They're kind of people describe it as like hospital taste and smell, like Band-Aids. They've got this kind of the smokiness. It's got a lot of density in it. So the peat, giving information about how many peat parts per million is it's a very sciencey, technical thing, and it's meant to give you kind of an indication on how peaty something's going to be. But there's a whole lot of other things that kind of come into account with a whiskey other than the peat parts per million. Like when you distill, you've got different cuts. So, the heads will hold certain, flavors, the tails, the hearts, they all hold a certain amount of flavors and different flavors. So you can have something with a really high ppm, but you keep the part of the cut when you're making the whiskey that isn't very peaty. So it can give you information, but it can also not really be that informational for you. It's not accurate. You shouldn't go off it as a way to judge whether something's going to be peaty or not. It's just kind of good for the numbers, good for the spreadsheet. But SPPM, sweetness measurement, this is new revolutionary process. apparently, for these guys. So I don't know what benefit, how accurate that's going to be, and how it translates to customers being able to judge whether something's, you know, sweet or not.
This
so we'll just
like
have to see.
Whiskey. I don't know what though.
It's very Ailsa. Like
it smells like something extremely familiar.
It does.
And I can't. It's very light peat on the nose. You can see where the sweet peat.
It does
saying of sweet peat.
Yeah, it smells sweet. The peat's definitely there, but it's not. It's definitely not Lefroy peat. It's not very briny.
Maybe it's kind of like the classic laddie from Brook Low.
Don't know.
It's like kind of. I mean, the classic laddie's what, unpeated. And
but you're talking
lightly peat, like the nose. I reckon it's kind of.
It has the similar Ailsa notes to the classic laddie, I'd say, actually. Yeah, except with actual peat instead of just kind of wood notes. Yeah, it's not briny like Lefroy. It's not super meaty and barbecue like Ardbeg.
It's really oily.
It's kind of in the middle.
Clings to the glass.
It's got some... Yeah, the legs are pretty long, yeah.
I want to taste this, I can't wait.
Actual notes, I'm getting a bit of vanilla, a bit of orange peel. Peat, definitely. Some ashiness. There's a little bit of brine. Pretty sweet. How is it?
Tastes like Oban. A little bit.
Oh, it is sweet. I don't mind this.
A little bit funky off the first nose, but that mellows out.
It's thick. I mean, it's almost 50%. It's 48.9, so it's right there on 50, which is good. That's a good proof, I'd say.
I can't really pick out any. It's weird, I don't know.
It's the first whiskey of the day, though. We always kind of adapt as we go. Again, vanilla.
It's like musty.
A lot of there's some weird mustiness. No, there is some like malty funk.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I enjoy it, but I'm not. I don't know what the whole sciencey like claims are doing for me.
I don't know why you bother with it, to be honest. Just stay with the traditional techniques.
Well, I don't mind if they're doing it. I just it's cool. I just don't know how it helps the customers know anything. Like, I just don't know. Like, it's cool. It's cool information. Read about it. It's interesting stuff what they're doing. But does it turn out anything super unique? I don't think so. It tastes like whiskey. It tastes like Scotch. It tastes like Islay. It just, I don't know.
What was the price point on it?
110 Australian.
So it's on the upper scale of...
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not... Yeah.
I don't know if it tastes... I don't know if it has that taste of a $110 whiskey, though. It's probably that expensive just because of all the science, all the...
maybe it's just kind of a marketing thing.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to be seen as cheap. But look, they look like they've put a lot of money into things. Like, the bottle's really cool. I like the bottle. I'm a sucker for a nice
bottle
design
and label
bottle.
are nice.
The labeling was nice. There's a decent amount of information on the label and on the website. They're pretty
It's
good.
the only whiskey I've ever seen with a QR code as well.
Yeah, they're clearly, but that's what I mean. They're clearly trying to be like pretty tech savvy, tech heavy, tech oriented, science oriented. This isn't just shoveling, you know, the malted barley off the ground floor and just hammering it in and stuff. Like, they're counting every grain kind of thing, and that's cool. I appreciate it. I feel like we need to see a lot more from them in regards to like the different numbers, so we can actually get a sense of what those numbers actually, what that difference looks like. Because if this is the first one we've had, we're only gonna, like, we don't have anything to compare to tell whether, you know, the numbers give you an informed idea of the difference between the whiskeys. So I don't know. We'll have to.
We should try and get our hands on the first release, I would guess, because it's a release 1.2. So I would imagine this is their second release.
Yeah.
We should try and get our hands on the first one, see how it's changed, see if they've improved their techniques or anything.
Yeah.
Because if they're on the second one, there are people obviously buying it because they're not going to keep making it and selling it if it's flopping.
Yeah.
So.
And look, this isn't bad at all. I'm enjoying this whiskey. It's it does taste a bit young though. I'm not all that sold on the whole micro aging, whatever they were calling it. Micro maturation. They were claiming they had done it in a few different types of barrels, small barrels, and like people claim that you can age whiskey faster in a small barrel because of the ratio, the wood to liquid, but that's not the case. It will do some things faster, but it won't be able to. There's no way to kind of replicate what age does without actually aging something. So you can put it in a small barrel and you'll see things come out, like the color will come faster. You might get more of the bitter notes and stuff, but there will be notes that just won't develop without time, and you can't really fudge that at this point. I'd like to see science try. That'd be interesting. Probably save everyone a lot of money, but at this point I don't think this is replicating a old whiskey at all. It tastes young.
It just tastes over-engineered to me. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Probably knowing all the background information as well. It just seems like so much effort. I don't know how to word it without sounding cruel, because they're obviously doing well for themselves.
Yeah, we're being overly critical, but like, there's nothing wrong with this whiskey. It's a good whiskey. I'm just not sold on this information being beneficial to us, and it, being beneficial for the whiskey. Like, I'm not 100% sure about it. Again, I think the problem is, and I think the thing will be, we just need to see more from them, so we have something to compare to. Because at this point, we've got one thing. They're making claims, but we have no idea how to prove it. We just kind of have to trust them at this point. But I like what they're doing. I like the marketing. I like the information they give you. It's good. It's honest. But I just need to see. I would like to see more from them, And anyway, we're not exactly professional, so don't have to listen to us.
We are professional.
The distilleries aren't going to be, goddamn, everything whiskey isn't sold on our market.
They're 2 21-year-olds.
So I mean, yeah, I'd go for it, depending on the price in your area. I'd pick this up. It's interesting. It's nice. But expect a young tasting whiskey, I'd say. But yeah, other than that, there's no distinct warnings that should be given for this whiskey. It's a good whiskey. I like what they're doing. It just tastes a bit young to me, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It, I assume, is a young whiskey. Thank you for watching our review on Ailsa Bay. We hope you enjoyed it. Go pick this one up, see what you think for yourself. Let us know on our Instagram and stuff in the comments on YouTube. Instagram, by the way, and Twitter will be in the link down below, so check those out. Support us that way. Anyway, see you in the next one. Cheers.